Hey y'all. It's been a while since I felt compelled to make another video about the current COVID situation, but there have been some things weighing on my heart recently, so I just wanted to get them out there. First of all, if you haven't heard yet, it is late November in Michigan, and COVID case rates are at an all-time high in a lot of areas of the state. Some counties of the state have the highest level of cases and inpatient admissions in hospital systems um, than since the pandemic began. So rates are incredibly high. Mostly those people who are hospitalized are unvaccinated. I've heard and seen 85 to 90% of the people in the hospital are unvaccinated. But I also have heard reports come out that there are a higher number than previously of vaccinated people getting more sick and hospitalized as well, even though it's not even close to the majority of the people in the hospital. That is definitely still the unvaccinated population. You are seeing an increase of vaccinated people get more sick too. That makes sense with the current case rate. So people who are looking at that and saying, look, the vaccine doesn't work, people who are vaccinated are still getting sick. Well, when there is still a very large population of unvaccinated people, and there's a very large incidence or there's a very large case rate of COVID still, the vaccine, as that immunity wanes, you're going to have more people who are vaccinated get the illness, as there's still such a high level of COVID in the community. So people who are vaccinated that are getting sick are not getting sick because the vaccine doesn't work. They're getting sick because there aren't enough people who are vaccinated, that there is such a high rate of COVID still, and the risk is still high because their immunity isn't 100%. As time goes on, their immunity wanes and, can get down to, 60% or something. And that's why they need boosters. So people who have the vaccine already, you're seeing us getting boosters because we have to booster our immunity back up to that 90% realm, because people aren't getting vaccinated and there's still a high percentage of COVID in the community. So people who do want to protect themselves have to continually protect themselves because not enough people are choosing to protect themselves. That's confusing concept, but basically, if you look at the actual data, this vaccine works remarkably. It works well. And if your data isn't telling you that, I would urge you to check your source, because bottom line, this vaccine works. And our issue is not enough people are choosing to get it. And that's really sad. I think we're all exhausted. I'm exhausted. I will be the first to admit I have, since I became vaccinated and as time goes on, I've been more lax too with, the things I've done. But I think every decision is a risk calculation. Where you're going, wearing your mask, if you're vaccinated, if you're not vaccinated, those sorts of things. And, most recently, my family's favorite tradition is to go to the Lions game on Thanksgiving. And we just decided this year that with the cases the way they are, that we're not going to go as a family this year. I still get to be with my family, and that's amazing, and I'm grateful for that. But that's heartbreaking. That's my favorite family tradition, and those are things that in November 2021, almost coming on 2 years of this pandemic, things that we're still giving up. And that's, I'm grateful for the lives of my family, but that still sucks. Couple other things I wanted to get out. Pregnant women. So there is a ton of misinformation about this vaccine in pregnant women or women trying to get pregnant. And that's harmful. There are, just anecdotally, people who I've been talking to in the hospitals, cases of a mom and a dad both intubated, and their infant who was just born with the whole COVID situation in the ICU, and them having to get guardianship because both of the parents are intubated, or, a 20-some week pregnant mother intubated and, likely going to lose both her life and her baby's life. And COVID is bad in pregnant women. Like it is not good. There's not very great outcomes with that. And I would urge you to, if you are pregnant or wanting to become pregnant, talk to your OB, talk to your doctor about this vaccine, because you're at high risk and your baby is at high risk. And I would really urge you to talk to your OB about it and consider it. Same thing for children. Again, it's different with kids. I get it. It's hard when it's hard enough to make the decision for yourself, but make the decision for your child is really hard. And I completely understand how that is different. I would urge you to talk to your pediatrician, talk to your doctor and see what they're telling you. I'm a huge component for vaccines. I get every individual case is different. I would really urge you to talk to your pediatrician, your child's physician about that, because they are seeing higher numbers of kids as well now that they're a large bulk of the unvaccinated population. Kind of one of the last things here is mandates. That's a hard, sticky topic, right? Mandates in healthcare aren't new. We get mandated for a lot of different vaccines since the beginning of what I can remember of healthcare. I've had to get a lot of vaccines and proven I've had antibodies to a lot of things. I understand the feeling of, personal freedoms and, I'm not going to be told what to do. I hear you. I think it's a shame that it got to that point. But still, with that, I understand it's an individual decision. But what I would love everyone to kind of hear me say is it's an individual decision, but the decision does not only affect the individual. So yes, it is your choice to decide if you get this or not, but please play into your choice that it's not only affecting you. Your choice is affecting a large grand scheme of people. And I know that there are valid reasons that some people have valid reasons to not get the vaccine. I know. I don't think one of them is because you don't want to. I think that sucks and that hurts. And I would urge you to talk to somebody, a physician, somebody you trust, to kind of like go over that, because it is an individual decision, but it does not only affect the individual. And the bottom line with that is like, let's get out of this mess, y'all. Like, this is heartbreaking and this sucks. And I urge you with everything I can, if you are still hesitant about this vaccine, please talk to your physician. Talk to somebody in the medical community you trust about this, because it's gone on too long. This vaccine works. And, COVID's something that now is going to stick with us for a while, but we got to get better handle on this. And that really starts with people talking to their doctors and making, these decisions on a grand scheme scale, and not just completely shutting it out anymore. We're to the point where the conversation really needs to happen. And if that's with me, my DMs are always open. So stay safe, everyone. Have a great holiday. If you made it all the way through this, thanks for listening.